The controversial politician and businessman Kenny Kunene is back in the headlines again, this time for being seen at the home of murder accused Katiso Molefe, minutes before Molefe's arrest in connection with the brutal murder of DJ Sumbody. As news of Molefe's arrest made waves around the country, sharp-eyed sources began pointing out one key detail: Kenny's presence at the Senton mansion prior to the police operation. Since then, Kenny has been jumping from one news outlet to the other, calling for calm and claiming his visit was innocent and purely coincidental. But South Africans aren't buying it. They insist he's being unfairly dragged into the drama, but with his track record and political links, speculations aren't dying anytime soon. We'll keep you updated as this political twists unfold. Subscribe, hit the bell, and don't miss the next chapter in this high stakes story. Enjoy this media marathon.
No relationship to Mr. Molefe whatsoever.
Yes, we have no relationship.
You never met him before you saw him being arrested?
No, I met him
in his
before.
driveway. Where had you met him?
I saw him where I met him. One of the person that arranged for the interview, when he hosted his mother's birthday at his place, I went because I know this person, and Mr. Molefe was there. They know each other.
You spoke?
Mr. Molefe was there. No, I didn't speak to Mr. Molefe because I went with my own people, and everybody would then have a corner. But I saw him there. So but I have not had conversations with Mr. Molefe.
Okay.
That is why when the police asked me, do you have his number? I said, no, I don't have Mr. Molefe's number. In fact, here is my phone, punch his number and see if I have it. They said, no, we believe you. Then they said, but how did you get here? I said, that person there, because he was there also, the person that facilitated.
So you have a link to Mr. Molefe, though? You have a
that
person who can contact him for you?
No. The way you are putting it is that it's continuously contact. The person there sent me the address. They said, let's see. Okay. I showed the police that this is the person that sent me the address, which means, and the police accepted that, because if I had a relationship with Mr. Molefe, he would have sent me the address. Yeah. If I had been there before, I wouldn't need an address. So getting the address shows that I have never been there before. I have no relationship with Mr. Molefe. I don't have his cell number, and the police established that.
Okay, so like I said...
Murder mastermind.
Yes.
What are you doing there?
I was there to take the journalist to go and interview him. You would have seen that my Africa News Global has not been active because since I took office, I haven't had the time to focus on it. I've lost some journalists, journalists that were working for me. So those that have asked for jobs, I have then decided that let me rather give it to them so that they can run it. And obviously, Africa Global, News Global has always focused on exclusive news. And that's one of those exclusives where there was an opportunity to interview Mr. Molefe by this young journalist.
Why? Why is he so interesting to you?
It's not just interesting to me, it's interesting to you too, Bravoyo, and South Africans at large. He's been accused of having masterminded a murder. He's been in the news. We heard that General Mkhwanazi spoke about his arrest, how it was done. So there are interesting things that are surrounding him, and therefore it would have been a great exclusive for the journalist to actually talk to the man. He hasn't spoken to any publication, any newspaper, because primarily mainstream media will always focus on the sensational matters, but journalism is about objectivity and hearing the other side. So the journalist was right to say, let's hear the other side now that the gentleman is on bail. You would have seen this very same platform was at Kgosi Mampuru, where they also wanted to interview Ket Matlala, who is also accused.
Point exactly. I mean, they're attacking us here, and I mean, it's not for lack of trying, that I can tell you.
Yes, they
so
tried.
He was keen to talk to you, not that we didn't want to talk to him.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that there is that interest to also talk to suspects. It's not a new thing. So it was just the question of, we were there at the time when the police were arriving, because less than 5 minutes of us being there, whilst we were on the driveway, we have not even gone into the house. Then the police arrived. They were kicking the gate. The boy came in, came to us outside there. We were with the person that facilitated the interview. And the police were kicking the gate. Mr. Molefe came out. He said, open the gate. Open for them. They came in. They found us there.
So just given based on the reports that have emerged that you were at the home of Mr. Katiso Molefe when the arrest was effected, is this in fact the case?
Yes, it is true that I was at the house of Mr. Molefe.
And what was the nature of the visit? Are you guys perhaps close friends?
No, we are not friends. I think if you look at my online newspaper, it hasn't been that active, and I decided to put together some young people that can then run with it, that are interested in the media space, and to resuscitate it, obviously, and in its own tradition. Africa News Global has always focused on exclusive stories. So they wanted to do an exclusive story, and Mr. Molefe was a person where there was an opportunity to do a story with him. Remember that he has not spoken publicly since his arrest and whilst he was on bail. And so I facilitated with somebody that I know that knows Mr. Molefe. And Mr. Molefe agreed to do the interview, and the meeting was facilitated.
So you were there essentially as the editor-in-chief of the newspaper, facilitating an interview exclusively?
No, not as editor-in-chief. I am handing the platform as the owner to these young people, because I don't have time for it with the work that I'm doing in the city. And but these matters are very sensitive. So the person that facilitated said, you have to bring the journalist, which I did. He sent me the address, and we followed that address. In fact, he sent me the first address, and then he said, no, don't use this one, use this one. It was just a question of street or road or something. So we used the address, we got there. We drove in. As we're in the driveway, standing, I don't know if it's the son or one of the boys, came running and saying, the police are kicking the gate. And Mr. Molefe came out, and they said, no, open the gate.
So just for clarity, you were yet to enter the premises as well. Is that what you're saying?
No, we're inside the premises.
So you're inside the premises?
In the driveway.
Okay, but there's two of you inside now. It's you and the young journalist you have come to introduce to Mr. Molefe.
No, it's me, the young journalist, and the person that is coming to introduce us to Mr. Molefe.
All right.
The person that has facilitated for the interview to happen. So before we could even go in the house or sit wherever we're going, the journalist will do an interview, then the police arrived. Rifles, Casper, V-classes, and they then asked who is the owner of the house. Mr. Molefe said, it's me, and then they handcuffed him, and they then wanted our particulars, and they called me to ask me these questions. What am I doing there? And I explained to them. They asked me if I've got the number of Mr. Molefe. They want to see it. I said, I don't have his number.
All right.
By the way, you can take my phone, punch his number, and see if I have it. How did you get here? I got here because this person sent me the address. And I can show you on my phone. I got the address, and I came here. I just arrived. When you guys do your drama, I've not even been offered water. So they then asked for my phone. I opened it, and they saw that the message with the address, with the two addresses, came from the gentleman who said, Mtumande, please use this address. And that's how I got there.
So the person who was facilitating the meeting, what was told to you as the reason for you being part of the meeting? Because you could have sent the journalist nevertheless to do that job, I suppose. That he could have gone alone, or did they need the owner of the newspaper as well to be part of the meeting? I just want clarity again on that one.
It's a question of relationships. the matter is very sensitive. The person has not done interviews, but he was fine to do interview with the publication that I own. But as I said, I am now handing it over to these young people that can then run with it on a daily basis. I'm going to give the directorship to one of them or two of them. Then they can run with it. I won't be involved.
Okay.
So it's a question of relationships where, and I'll make an example. Steve Mutale wanted to interview President Zuma some years back. And President Zuma was comfortable, no problem. But I had to take Steve Mutale there. So it's a question of relationships.
So your presence there almost elevated at least the importance of this interview, you believe, even though, according to you, there's no relationship with you and the person who was going to be interviewed.
Yes,
just that the owner coming meant something to him.
No, it's a relationship issue. Look, Brakeni, you must bring the journalist. We don't want somebody here that will come and write their own thing. Will be comfortable if you bring the person for this particular exclusive. And that's what happened. It's not only that. I have taken young people to interviews. I've taken young people. I open opportunities for young people. That's what I do. So I didn't see anything wrong. I arrived there at 12:15 after midday, during the day, driving in my personal car. So it was not an issue that we are taking Uber there, there's a clandestine meeting. No, it was about an interview that would have given these young people an opportunity to now revive Africa News Global, which, of course, News 24 confirmed that when they went to CIPC, I am the sole director. And I'm in the process of the accountant now putting the details of one of them so that they now own it fully, and then they can then run with it. It was a question of perhaps being at the wrong place at the wrong time for the right reasons, although I believe that I was not at the wrong place.
So never had any encounters with him in social settings, specifically Mr. Katiso Molefe as a businessman? I'm a
socialite before I'm a politician. I've owned clubs, I've owned restaurants. I'm a fun person, but I have not had an encounter in that space, but I had an encounter where the gentleman that took us there, that facilitated, when he did his mother's birthday, he invited me. Mr. Molefe was also there. And it was a question of greetings, nothing much. I went to sit in my corner with my people.
Okay, so at a birthday setting, you once met Mr. Molefe?
Yeah, but not conversation. It was just an issue of greetings, and then I sit. By the way, people will tell you, when I arrive at a place, I greet everybody, even if it's not my own thing. Because I'm warm like that to people. I was taught to greet.
I hope that nobody today says that that specific statement of being a socialite before a politician is misunderstood, but I take it you're saying that at least your introduction to the public was as a socialite, but later on became a politician.
As a socialite and a businessman, and later on became a politician. I've got relationships with many people, be it politicians, be it business people, whatever. So it's an issue of I don't know if the police were surveilling or what, but I don't understand, because it was during the day. We're going to do this. I explained to the police. They satisfied themselves.
Okay. But then let's go to the exclusive interview. Did you guys want to interview him specifically on his arrest for the murder or link to the murder of the engineer Amand Swart?
Yes.
Or there were other issues that you wanted to perhaps write a story on?
That was the issue, and other issues. Remember that General Mkhwanazi also said a few things surrounding
when the arrest was to be effected, that the Hawks were also called while there was a special unit that was there to effect the arrest.
Exactly. So for the young journalists, even for me being in the space, that was going to be the biggest exclusive.